Hey, I'm Tom with ProCool. Today we are going to simulate an installation of the ProCool system. I'll start by going over all the parts that come in the box. They're labeled by bags. Bag A is going to have your pump, your 90-degree through-hole fitting, your filter screen, 4 hose clamps, and 2 reducing barbs. Then you're going to have your cooler, your 15 feet of hose, and then bag C is going to have basically your thermostat and all your wiring parts, as well as your thermometer to monitor your temperature. What we're going to do today, instead of trying to film in a boat, putting one in a boat, what we're going to do is going to use these 2 coolers to simulate the cooler in the boat as well as the live well in the boat. So what we're going to do, we got everything pre-drilled. In the interest of time, we went ahead and pre-drilled everything, and that's going to be part of your planning, is to figure out where the best place to put the pump and pull the hoses in and out of the live well and in and out of the cooler. So, like I said, we went ahead and pre-drilled. This is going to simulate our live well. So we're going to install the pump in one side to pull the water out and take it to the cooler. So once you get your pump located, your hole drilled, you're ready to put it in, put your pump in, measure off and cut off any excess. I've cut off a little bit of excess on this one so we don't have a bunch hanging out inside the live well. So we're going to apply a bead of silicone to the outside of the pump. Slide that in. Take some silicone and put it on the inside. Just to make sure we get sealed up good, we don't have any leaks. And we'll put the nut on. Tighten it down. You should have a little bit of squeeze out on your silicone. And once you get it tightened down, you can take a paper towel and clean that up. Okay. Take a paper towel and clean that squeeze out a little bit. Now, since we're right here, we'll go ahead and do the through hole. This is what's going to bring the water back into the live well after it's gone through the cooler. You will get a 90-degree fitting that will fit pretty much any live well. Since we're using a cooler, it's a little thicker, so we had to go with a different one. Same thing, put some silicone outside, slide it in, apply some silicone to the inside, and put your nut up. Wipe up your squeeze out. And that part's done. Now we specify in the directions, really plan your layout so you know how your hose is going to be routed and all that before you get started. Again, we went ahead and pre-drilled some holes in our cooler where we're going to bring our hose into the cooler from the live well. You will get 15 feet of 3/8 hose, and that should be plenty to go from your live well to your cooler. I have a couple of pre-cut pieces that I'll use. Now you'll have one hose from the pump. Go ahead and slide a hose clamp on. Slide it onto the hose barb on the pump. Tighten that clamp down. Now you can run that hose into your cooler. We'll take the other hose on it. the other one. Tighten that one down. And run that one into the cooler. That will hook the hoses up to the cooling unit. Doesn't matter which way you put them, it will flow through either way. Put your other hose on. That clamp down. You want to set that down in your cooler with the protective cover facing up. Okay. The pump's installed. Plumbing's installed. Basically what we have left is to wire it with the thermostat. Now that we have everything installed, just a quick review, your pump's going to pull water out of your live well, pump it into your cooler through the cooling unit, which will be sitting in the ice water, which will pull the heat off of that water, and then it'll pump the cooler water back into your live well. Alright, so what we're going to do now is show you how to set up the thermostat, install that, and then once we get the thermostat mounted, we'll do a separate video and show you how to wire it. So you're going to get a mounting bracket, the thermostat itself, and then some fasteners. You're going to want to put the mounting bracket onto the thermostat. The adjustment knob just drops through this larger hole. Use those smaller machine screws to mount the thermostat to the bracket. Then you need to find a spot in the boat to mount this to that's fairly close to the live well because the thermostat probe itself is only so long, so it's going to have to be fairly close to the live well but also accessible so you can adjust the knob once it's all set up. So what we're going to do now, go back to our live well. We've got some holes already drilled to mount this thing right to the side. It's fairly easy. Just find a spot, mount the bracket. Then find a spot at the top of the well. We've got one here, perfectly above the water line. And you're going to drill a 1/4-inch hole, and then you're going to insert the thermostat probe through that and find a spot inside the well where you can mount it. Supplied with the kit are 2 adhesive back mounting pads. Now we'll take some tie wraps and secure them to the mount. Probe is installed. Now we will do another video on how to wire that thermostat.